3, 30 seconds.
Welcome back. You're watching the Surf Ranch Pro presented by Hurley. Kelly Slater, what a magic third and final qualifying run it was. He needed to better that left-hand score. It was a low 6. He dropped to 7.27 and went skyrocketing to second position. And that should ensure a place in the finals, in the quarters for Kelly Slater. But we still have 4 surfers to compete, and they're 4 of the most dynamic competitors in the mix. Italo Ferreira is going to be the first of them. 2 championship tour wins this season. Another will see him shore up a place in the world title race heading over to Europe. Let's see what he can do. One of the most dynamic surfers we've ever seen. So comfortable. When he gets out of control, can reel it in. So let's see what he can bring on the outside. Whips that tail around, rides backwards for a moment. Able to recover and generate speed instantly. Something he seems to have on tap. So much pop in his airs, but also has really improved his rail turns since he joined the elite ranks. And he's bashed this wave from the outset right through to this inside section. Now looking for some cover on the inside. Should find his way through and will take to the air. Smooth reversed, such a solid strike rate.
Signs off on that one. Looking to improve on the 6.43, Ronnie.
So like Kelly Slater, had a good number on the right-hander in the 8-point range. So went excellent on his first couple of qualifying runs on the right, but this is the wave that he wants to count.
And needs it to be a 6.81. Let's have a look. Couple of beautiful turns. I was waiting for the moment he went to the air because we knew he had to do it. There it was, throws it around, and it was nice and controlled. There was that little moment there where I thought, oh, watch out, but he got it back into gear, and he really started to punch the lip right here. Throwing the tail out, there was an aggression and a flow in what he did that was fantastic. Couple of layback snaps down the inside here just to throw some variety. Floats over that section, and then another one of those back arm Larry laybacks into the tube right on the inside, and we knew he had to get an air in here. It's a trademark for him. He is so good in the air, one of the very best in the world. Comes out of the tube, throws it up. Pretty easy for him to do that, not easy for everyone else.
Well, one thing we've noticed is watching the qualifying rounds is the top seeds know how to perform under pressure, and the pressure was on Kelly Slater, Rosie.
So much pressure. Well, Kelly Slater, did you get a look at that leaderboard? What did it say and what did you think?
Yeah, I was dropping pretty steadily. I knew I wasn't going to be sitting very comfortable after yesterday. You know, I had one real good score, which is nice, but then a low score. So once you drop out of 8th, the pressure changes. You know, I dropped to 9th. I'm like, oh, here we go. You know, it's only this much. It's not hard to get a 6, you know, a 6.4, 6.3 on that left, but it's easy to fall. So that's where the pressure goes. And then I push way down, but you know, where you're ranked doesn't really matter. You saw Miguel Pupo earlier go from nowhere to up to 2nd or 3rd at that time. And you know, you can do it on these 2 waves. So.
And you're also talking about, you know, you didn't want to better the 8.5 on that ride and put a lot of pressure on yourself. So what's that feeling like when you get the job done on the left?
Yeah, there's ways to approach it. You know, obviously the more in the pocket you are, the more radical you can be, but the easier it is to grab your, you know, dig your nose, grab a rail, whatever. So the idea is to kind of get in front of it in case it does run off on you. And you always got speed to kind of, you can lay off on some speed. You don't have to gain the speed. So, but yeah, as you've seen today, there's some lefts, especially that look, some are much smaller than other ones for some reason. We don't quite understand why that happens. It has to do with how the water's moving in the pool, I think. But yeah, mine was a pretty good one. It pushed out away from the reef a little bit and let me do some turns.
And after watching everyone surf, who's the person to beat?
Oh, obviously Medina. I mean, his first 2 waves might have been enough to win this whole event. So yeah, everyone's playing catch up there. I think we're all obviously excited every time we see Felipe catch a right, Julian, Jordy with the big airs, Pat Gadalskis with that left rodeo he does every time. But Medina's been the guy to prove it forehand and backhand. So, you know, we'll see what happens.
Well, we'll see if Julian and Jordy can make their way into that cut line. Do you think they have the potential, Ronnie?
Well, we're definitely going to find out. The pressure's going to be on because there has been some strong performances from some of those guys that were outside qualifications, so they've been bumped out. Italo trying to fight his way back into the top 8, locked in at the moment. Really nice long tube here for a man that can't afford to slip up anymore. He's had a couple of poor results, but also with those 2 championship tour victories has an opportunity to again get right back into the top 3, maybe with a strong finish here at stop 8. Nice sequence of turns as the wave just backs off for a moment and now starts to funnel away. Italo so deep. Can he come through this one? Oh, I'm not sure he will.
Such a difficult section, isn't it? That's the area of the wave that is catching everybody up.
Man, the pressure. It is palpable. You can feel it. And these guys really pushing it, putting it all on the line. He was looking to better an 8.27. He actually needed 8.65 to get himself up into a qualifying position here, but.
And beautiful work on the outside. Those turns were fantastic. And then pulled it around the corner, parked it beautifully, spent a lot of time in the tube, managed it absolutely beautiful. And then the mid work here, you see he's got a little moment there where he wasn't sure what the wave was going to do, but then he got up into the lip and started those beautiful backhand hits that Italo has, and the speed from top turn to bottom turn to top turn to bottom turn is incredible. Needed a pump there. It was desperate to get deep, desperate to force the judges to give him that score with a super deep barrel on the inside, but unfortunately didn't come out.
Yeah, at that point you're kind of thinking you're checking off all the sections of the wave. You want to get those big turns on the outside. You want to get